Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told how to voice the radio. So today we've got some really cool news, including weird stuff coming out in other countries that you might be able to get hold of, which is awesome, and a lovely new promo. And I want to start there, because weirdly, yesterday I was feeling a little bit under the weather. I had a bit of a headache. I wasn't feeling particularly great. So rather than start a new game, I just finished my yearly Christmas playing of Dead Rising 4. I figured I'd sit and I'd watch some basketball and I'd catch Regigigas on Pokémon Brilliant Diamond. Had to catch the others first, obviously. So I caught Regigigas, went to bed, woke up, checked the news. Boom! Regigigas Korokoro promo card. I'll be honest with you, the timing is slightly coincidental, but remember there is a big Gen 4 theme running through the Pokemon TCG at the moment, so getting a Regigigas promo in Korokoro, probably not the most surprising thing ever. Now, I think it's fair to say this is not going to be quite as sought after, ridiculous, over the top, as that Pikachu V Max I showed you the other day, which really, in terms of magazine promo, is next level. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of legendary Pokemon. Very few of them make me happy. Regigigas makes me happy. I bubbled the largest tournament in Europe, 33rd in the top 32, yes, I had enough points, etc. And then won a city championship with a, frankly, ridiculous deck, which shouldn't have been good, based around Regigigas EX. I've always been a Regigigas fan, ladies and gentlemen. This makes me very, very happy indeed. Translation from the lovely me and Antoine Boulet. Although it is worth pointing out, and I miss this, Antoine did have to remind me, we already had a Regigigas Korokoro magazine promo in November 2019. So I'm off to go and see how expensive this one is, because I would very much like this Korokoro promo as well. Now, the new one, I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a powerhouse card. 150 HP on a basic is clearly really high, which is lovely. Colourless Pokemon and all of that, nothing to get too excited about. We do have an attack for 1 colourless energy, you deal 20 damage, and you attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And I've been pretty clear in the past about attacks like this. I'm generally not a big fan, because essentially what happens is you use your attack for the turn to accelerate an energy to your Pokemon, and then you sit there in the active waiting to take a hit. And your opponent can, incidentally, they can just hit you. And then you've kind of in trouble. And that worries me a little bit. That really does worry me a little bit. The idea that, hey, I'm accelerating an energy, and then your opponent's just like, brilliant, KO. But hey ho. The second attack could be good, but it's asking a lot of you. What you need is to get 4 energy on there, and it's all colourless, which is nice. You then need to flip 2 coins, and you deal 120 damage for each heads that you flip. So that's essentially where we are. It is, I think, fair to say awkward and not ideal and a little bit of a pain. If you can flip double heads, it's actually really good. 240 damage is good. Having said that, did you hear the bit where I said if you can flip 2 heads? And bearing in mind, you can't even get to flip coins until you get 4 energy on, and I don't think the first attack is the greatest way ever, and that's kind of my point here. We're expecting you to be able to get 4 energy on and flip 2 heads, and then you end up with a really good attack. And you do, incidentally. You do end up with a really good attack, but you're asking a lot to actually get there. And I just don't think it's going to necessarily be worth it. So, as much as I like Regigigas, and I do, I am left with a feeling that maybe this isn't the one. Maybe this isn't the card that makes me really want to play Regigigas again. And Regigigas has had its moments. Regigigas Level X was amongst the best decks when it was out. It really was an absolute powerhouse of a deck. And Regigigas EX, I think I was the only one that ever actually played it. But that's not the point. I took it to a couple of tournaments, and there was a period of time where I actually did very, very well with that deck. There were a couple of weeks where it was a legit deck. I even, won one city championship, I top cut another. Stupid Durant. And the point is, it was a cool card. Its time passed pretty quickly. The level X was great the whole time it was out. I was unfortunately playing decks that destroyed it at the time, so I actually really loved playing against it. Never played with it. That still makes me a bit sad. This new one, maybe slightly disappointing. It is coming out in the next issue of Korokoro magazine, which is being released on the 21st of January, and I'm going to be in line for that one. If, however, you want something a little bit closer to home, over in the Netherlands, they have gone and released another poster. And this is a bit weird to me, because I don't know why they're all appearing in the Netherlands. I keep showing you those cool glow-in-the-dark posters that the Netherlands are getting. We've now got a cool little double-sided poster. And it is worth pointing out, this is different from the glow-in-the-dark Genesect poster I showed you the other day. Why are there multiple Fusion Strike posters coming out over in the Netherlands that do not seem to be making their way outside of the Netherlands? I don't know, is the honest answer, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly don't know. Kind of cool, though. Essentially, what you've got is Mew on one side, Gengar on the other. You will notice that the artwork here is just the artwork from the booster packs of Fusion Strike, and it is a very cool poster. It's being given away when you spend €20 in Game Mania, but it is in-store only, and it's not something I want to get into a huge amount of argument with now, but you do have to ask the question about how sensible it is to necessarily do an in-store only promo for now. Yeah. Now, it is interesting to know, I didn't cover this before, I didn't know about this before, the lovely Primal Lugia has shared this image from one of their friends showing the Evolving Skies poster, which, if you look carefully in the bottom right-hand corner, is actually numbered and limited to 15,000. So if you can get hold of these posters, it does look like they're pretty limited and numbered. They are posters that are only available in the Netherlands, so let's not go crazy thinking they're actually going to be easy to get hold of. But if you can, it might actually be worth it. These are sneaky, really, really cool. Plus the double-sided posters, so if you get bored, you can flip it over. And it's like a brand new poster. I don't know how excited you are, but that's a thing. The last thing I want to tell you about today is over in Korea. They have gone and revealed the special deck set Zacian Zamazenta versus Eternatus. And you might be thinking, wassy. That looks very, very similar to the box that came out over in Japan. And that would be an absolutely fair thing to point out, because it is, at least on the face of it, exactly like the box they went and released over in Japan. So you get your shiny Zacian, your shiny Zamazenta, you get yourself two full decks, one featuring Zacian and Zamazenta, one featuring Eternatus, which is thematically very appropriate, a deck box featuring Zacian and Zamazenta, a deck box featuring Eternatus. It's really annoying that the coins are Zacian and Zamazenta, because everything is half Zacian Zamazenta, half Eternatus. So why isn't there a Zacian Zamazenta coin and an Eternatus coin? I cannot be the only one that's a little bit annoyed by this. This was sold by lottery over on the Pokemon Center online over in Japan. I didn't enter the lottery for this, and I feel like I maybe should have, because these cards are obviously beautiful. But now there's a second chance to get it if you know how to pick up cards from Korea. I don't know, for the inevitable questions, and they are very fair questions, I don't know how these are coming out in English, but you got to imagine they probably will be. Maybe they end up as secret rares in Brilliant Stars, maybe they end up in a different set, maybe there's a promo box coming at some point down the line. I honestly don't know. I kind of wish I had entered the lottery on the Pokemon Center. I wouldn't have won. I'm like 0 for 6 or something now, but that's not the point. I could have had a chance, and that would have been lovely. And now there is no chance, and that makes me a little bit sad. Hey ho, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if this shiny box is the kind of thing you would love to come over here. I want to know if you think we need more in-store posters. I think we need more posters. An online option would be nice. And I want to know what you think about that beautiful Regigigas promo. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.